Alright, so having finished the Crypt of the Damned, Craghart is making an argument of, look, you know, we went into one of these damn crypts, I'm sick of undead. I want to go on this thing, because it goes towards his goal, whatever. And he's kind of pushing forward with the, I think it's best we go into it while we're kind of low level. Alright, fine. Whatever. From that, he's convinced everyone into that viewpoint that, fine, you know, nobody has any real desires to necessarily push on with the options here. And these are kind of scary, actually. Disrupt their work, okay, but get in their good graces might actually put us, I'm probably overthinking this in terms of a role-playing type game, getting into their good graces might actually work to our advantage where we can get more information about them. But that might also set us on a path against something else. But in either case, these are both crypts. Our other location that we had was also a crypt. I don't remember what it was, of undead and stuff. And like I said, I don't want to. Craghart is like, I'm sick of the undead, and everybody else is kind of like, yeah, okay. There remains one more question, which is whether or not to go to Gloomhaven. Now, here's the thing. There's nothing I want to buy at Gloomhaven. I'm not going up a level this time. There's nothing I need to do there. However, there's no penalty to going. Okay, well, why would I want to go? The one reason to go is to get the Gloomhaven, event card, which tend to be better than the road event cards. And they're not going to, bone you for the next scenario, although they may cause general problems. So I'm going to do that simply because explore things more, get more opportunities, and stuff like that. So we're going to draw us a city card for no real reason, because we're not going to avoid a travel card. So you're ascending to business in the sinking mark, attending to business, when a frail white-haired woman approaches you and grabs you by the arm. "Oh my, don't you lot look strong," she says. "Could you possibly assist me with a small problem I'm having in my cellar?" Her eyes grow narrow. "Rats! So many rats. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're a right nuisance. Ruined 3 jars of preserves just yesterday." She tugs at your sleeve. "Please, can you help me?" "Oh, sure." Okay, we would have lost a reputation if we didn't. You smile broadly and ask the woman to lead you, blah, blah, blah. You collapse a hole, and you're able to somehow help her. And we each get 2 gold. Okay. Well, nothing bad happened, We're going to travel to the island out here. And we do that on the road. Stumbling through the woods, you are alarmed to hear the sudden sounds of a large animal running through the underbrush. You crouch down, gauging the grunts and growls. Through the trees, you see a large bear approaching. It has not noticed you yet, but you imagine it will soon. You can either run from the bear before it gets any closer. I'm told that's a bad idea. Or attack the bear, hopefully catching it by surprise. Wow. I'm told that's a bad idea. Shouldn't we just stand up and wave our arms or anything? So, this is probably one of those, you're screwed either way. Lose some combat cards or lose some hit points. We all have magic boots and things. I'm going to run from the bear. I'm pretty sure this is a bad idea. Yep. Otherwise, it would be a wound. You bolt from hiding as fast as you can. Bear was still a ways off. Still, you keep running and running until you can't catch your breath. Lose a check mark each. Oh, screwed. Well, these guys are at their limit. They can't go below a perk. but she has 2, so she's going to lose 1. And that's kind of like a bummer. Theoretically, we should know the information in the introduction for this one. At least a significant amount of it. Before we went on this quest, and I'm going to start doing that with side quests, is look at beforehand, because, you know, as far as I knew, hey, we just had a map, but the Chained Isle is well known to any sailor, and they all avoid it like the death. It's said that any ship that gets too close to the island is attacked by angry spirits pulled into the sharp rocks. Okay, fine. Miraculously enough, you believe you found an account of the origin of the spirits. This is what we bought or whatever. It is the journal of a man from a long-dead civilization that experienced some sort of calamity. A group of these people fled to the sea, but were chased by the demons they were running from. None of this actually matters to playing this scenario out, unfortunately. In role-playing games, usually there's like some kind of clue towards how to resolve things, you know, but these are just combat scenarios. Their ship ran aground on the Chained Isle. The people were slaughtered, and their souls were eternally tortured by their pursuers. The writer of the journal hid in a boat and escaped the island on a makeshift raft, but not before witnessing firsthand the horrors that had driven these spirits to madness. The journal even details the location of a cave on the island where the demons gather. If you could find the cave and destroy the demons, you might be able to put these souls to rest. Now, would I be doing this? I don't know. It sounds scary, but we'll see. It is incredibly difficult finding a ship that'll take you there. You get there, you land on the beach, and boom, now you have to fight. Okay, but I've got, I still got to throw the coins down, but I've got most of the terrain set up for this. You can see we start out outside and then go into a cave. What I don't know is what the hell these are. I think they count as doors. You know what? They actually specify there's a rule on doors somewhere in here. Yeah, I'll have to find that, I think it looks like difficult terrain almost. Yeah, I can't find the fucking rule on doors. Well, we'll work through the rule book and try to find the rule on that. But what we do have is some special rules for this scenario. Normal living spirits spawn at the end of every round. For 2 characters, no. For 3 characters, a living spirit spawns at A every round, every other round, every odd round, and at B every round, and at A and B on every even round. Okay. So A is always going to be producing, B, if I can remember when even rounds are, and I'll have to use the time tracker for that. Living spirits cannot be damaged in any way, but are still vulnerable to conditions and other attack effects. Well, that's different from what I see here. So I'm going to have to try to remember that I can't actually do damage to them. Every time a demon dies, I can remove a living spirit from the map. These things are wind and night demons. And then when we get the back, we'll get additional information. The wind and night demons, well, we've seen the wind demons in the last one. And they're not terribly tough, but they have a 2-point shield. So, you know, you got to kind of do the damage all at once to them. Or some kind of effect damage. The night demons don't have a shield. They're a little stronger. They don't have range by nature, but whenever you attack them, you have the disadvantage, which means you're likely to not get the good results. Well, that's a good time to have those draw another card cards in there, because you draw 2 cards, and if one of them shows up, it doesn't mean you're at all disadvantaged. You use the 2 cards you drew. They pretty much kind of bone the advantaged, disadvantaged options. So that's kind of cool that she has that. At higher levels, these things start gaining additional abilities. So higher shield, I don't know. I saw some extra abilities on them. And I'm just like, well, maybe it's best that we did hit this early. I'm not sure. Our goal on this is to kill all demons. I guess, you know, all on the map, whatever. And what's going to be kind of weird is there's going to be these living spirits around, and I can't do much to them. They can't be damaged in any way. Yeah. So, you know, I can slow them down and stuff, and I can run from them. Let me find out if those things are indeed doors. It would kind of make sense because when you flip them over, you clear them. So it'd be kind of like, you know, clearing this inky mist so you can keep going, or finding the passage to the cave or whatever. But I'm not sure. I've been forgetting about is you can donate $10 at Gloomhaven to the sanctuary. And I also forgot about these, which kind of suck. I wish there was a card for this or something. But you have these special achievements that open envelopes. And if you donate a total of 100 gold, you get to open up an envelope that maybe gives you some kind of bonus. What do you get for donating the money? You get 2 blessed counters, or 2 blessed cards into your deck of modifiers, which means, you know, early in the scenario, you're going to have more doubling attacks. That's pretty damn cool, but it's 10 gold that you're giving up early in the game, and maybe later objects become more valuable, like that ring is pretty expensive. I have money, and maybe with something like this, I'm facing demons. Oh, scary. I would have wanted to do it, but I didn't, so we're not going to. But early in the game, money feels kind of tight, you know. Once I get to, like, the Tinker is full up on items, but he's like, well, I have a fair amount of money. If I can get that ring, I would rather have that. And by the time I get it, I may be able to carry 2 objects, right? Because I may be 3rd level by that point. So I don't really want to burn through my cash particularly heavily. Cragheart, he may be getting rid of his leather armor to get that hides if he gets the advantage that gets rid of his thing. But that would actually generate money, right? No, he'd break about even. He'd get like $1 out of it because of the reputation issue. Anyway, that's kind of where we're going in terms of thinking about the blessings. And my brain is as addled as it sounds, I think. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of a break because setting up is always hard to do, isn't it? One thing I forgot to mention. I think last scenario I cheated Cragheart out of a couple of hit points now. It may have mattered a little bit in terms of card play. He didn't get knocked out or anything. But it may have also increased the risk of, you know, failing the scenario, of course. You know what? I think I need some overlays, actually. Because this shit should be seamless. This is 2 tiles put together to represent 1 area. Or I can just ignore, you know, whatever. But the between the line stuff, it isn't really there. Those are just hexes. Yeah, so anyway, I forgot when he went up a level, he got 2 extra hit points. Everybody else, I gave them their extra hit points because I was used to it, but I just forgot with him. Thing I hadn't done, I had to pick my decks as well, or my hands of cards, whatever you want to call them. That was a slightly higher expense. I pretty much frittered this whole day away watching videos and other pointless tasks. But yeah, I guess we're ready to actually get going now that it's late at night. And I don't know why I'm videoing in such detail at this point, but trying to get first shots off I think that's important, although the Spellweaver is doing preparatory stuff. The Wind Demon, ooh, what the fuck? Okay, I think what happens is if there's gray mana, the Wind Demons will create, they'll end up with a larger target of attacks that they're creating. I haven't seen that one before. And the Night Demon, if there's dark, they do something. But wow, lots of targets from them. Speed-wise, it looks like these two go first. On the one Night Demon, and managed to kill it, and probably too easily. A little bit of failure to communicate here in terms of who should go after what, really. The Tinker took a pot shot at it, and Craghart had chosen to come up melee, and this was the only thing in range that he could melee. In part because the Wind Demons are going a little slow this time. They probably would have been able to advance otherwise. Remember, these and other things too, like the Living Spirits, fly. So they can ignore the obstacles to a large part. But the Craghart is very happy because he's got a lot of things to play with obstacles. He was counting on getting a XP and doing that critter in with a pretty big attack, actually. Okay, and we're in trouble. The Wind Demon swept forward. Oh, did I forget this one? No, I did that one first, I guess. And did a little bit of damage. Right now, our damage, he's taken 3 hits, but his ally is gone, and he's down to 4 already. Getting kind of plugged by those, and that's really a problem. I don't know if I'm going to get my attacks off their bonus. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that character very long in this situation. Probably didn't calculate things out as well as I could. A more troubling thing is another one of my damn lights is going. I don't know if you can catch it, but you're getting a lot of flicker there. See, these are, first of all, they were very expensive. LED lights, blah, blah, blah. They were supposed to last several years. I haven't had this problem with the non-LED, longer-lasting, little fluorescent bulbs, self-contained, whatever the hell they're called. I don't remember. CFLs or whatever. But I don't like the quality of the light that they give. Okay, fine. But these, again, were supposed to last for several years. So far, the CFLs have lasted pretty long. This is a big deal for me because I have to bring an outdoor ladder to get at these lights. This is, and I mean, it doesn't look like it's that tall, but I'm pretty sure my normal step ladder doesn't work, but I've got like an outdoor step ladder that's a little bigger that I can get up there. I've got kind of, one from my apartment in Phoenix. And it's a pain in the ass bringing it up this spiral staircase. And also, I expected these damn things to last a couple of years. I'm not up here with the lights on all that much. I'm suspecting it's the fact that there's a dimmer switch on these suckers. I know that's a problem for them. I never have it on dim. I always have it on full power though, so I didn't think that would be a problem. And because they start flickering like that when they're not getting enough power. But I don't know. Clearly not the right technology to be using up here. I don't want that weird yellowish light that the fluorescents give though. That makes me kind of feel ill. But I also can't be replacing bulbs constantly. All right, I guess that's the end of the first round. Okay, so I forgot a little bit of bookkeeping at the end of the turn, which is one of these things shows up, and they're going to be a pain in the ass. Planned my actions. I can briefly tell you, this guy's planning on moving here and destroying this, trying to catch a few of them, or a couple of them there. We'll see. He has more options. He could actually hit this instead, which might be more valuable. but we'll see what the timings work with. He is planning on immobilizing that, which will prevent the creation of another one because it'll be blocking the space. And her plan is to do some firing, which isn't obvious from that card, but those are just my number cards. I like to have them up first. The Spirit's going to be moving late. The Wind Demons are going to be moving fast, though, which is somewhat problematic. And the Night Demons, faster than the Tinkerer, but otherwise not. We're going to see some color, some wind created instead of the green. That's an annoying thing because, you know, you're counting on something like this. Well, no, you're counting on something that uses the green mana, and they just eat it. The intricacies of the interactions of the cards, even aware of what the Cragheart was trying to do, that didn't work very well. Because Spellweaver came in and shot two of the things. And now there's not a single obstacle that makes a good target. So I'm going to change my plan. Probably to this move 4 and increase my targeting instead. I don't really like it. I'd like to kill something, but I don't know. See, I don't know what the rest of the rooms look like, so I don't know that there's this barrier of things. So to some extent, this is still the best move. So I'm going to go here instead, and I'm going to continue. Blast this, that opens up a pathway, and try to attack that Night Demon, who Spellweaver was unable to hurt. I got no idea how to read this card. Attack -1, attack -1. Pierce 2. The Pierce 2 is going to ignore 2 points of shield protection, so if he threw his shield up, that would be fine. There's no movement, though, so he's not getting close enough to attack anything. But with 2 attacks, is that a misprint, or does that mean it'll attack its target twice, which is, I think, what it means. That's how I would read it. Then this is yellow mana here. I haven't seen any of that created yet. If you manage to get some light, they'll curse themselves and all the monsters on their side. So, you know, the curse card goes into their deck, which would be pretty bad. But, yeah, we were able to do a couple of damage to him, but he's hard to hit. He really is. Automatic effects work better, and that destruction works as an attack rather than an automatic damage result. Because we're knocking out so many of the critters on this side of things. I had that stun 2 targets card. It gives me a couple XP, but Tinkerer moved up, he stunned this. He could have put himself in a position, I think, it wouldn't have worked. He was too far away to get any 2. I mean, if he could have gotten in a position like this or this, yeah, he could have gotten here and stunned these 2. How much of an advantage is that to stun those 2? I don't know, because you know what? I'm going to do that instead, because I think it's better to freeze a couple of those monsters, even if it means they're going to create more of these other things. These are the guys that have to be killed. Unfortunately, basically it's a matter of not being able to get the jump on them next turn, or maybe not needing to. But the problem is there's going to be more of these damn things. But eventually I want to get them kind of running after me and not really being a problem, because I can't do much about them. Maybe I can, you know, immobilize somebody at the door or something, and get some distance on them so that they're not a big problem. Because I don't think I can fight to prevent them from showing up. Which means he will actually get his action, which is a move to... Shit, he's got range. What I do is count on the fact that the Wind Demons are a little faster than the Living Dead, and hope that it can outpace and get in front of the living dead, so I'll get a chance to kill it. Otherwise, I'm just going to try to bust through towards that door, see if I can take out that night demon, and hope for the best, really. And again, we don't know what's beyond the doors. I don't like to play that I know that. If I had, there's no way I would have fired off that thing that it was a one-use card, you know, that got rid of the obstacle, because I really need to get rid of these obstacles, and there's probably monsters behind them that are ranged weapons that would make life a lot easier. Of course I can jump, but, you know, everybody's got to get through that in the end. But I don't know that yet. Somebody pointed something out. Movement. You cannot move through enemies or obstacles, but you are allowed to move through allies, which obviously has screwed up some of you know, the playthroughs, whatever. But it's also going to screw up my plan for this, which was that hope of kind of bottling things up so that it was hard for these guys to get through. It's okay, I can still try to outrun them, but it was definitely part of my plan to kind of, you know, hope that what was here kind of prevented all the hordes of living spirits from getting at me, so that more would spawn back here, and I don't know, then they'd stop spawning because I'd fill them all out, but they couldn't get at me. I don't know how big a deal that is, but I will try to play it correctly from now on, which is a big deal, especially when her ally, which doesn't move very fast, couldn't get out of anybody's way. But it's also been a big deal already, even in this scenario with, I think it's more helped the players than the monsters. Yeah, I think the players have more times been able to generate kind of clogging situations, and because the players can, you know, use, they have control over, to some extent, what the monsters do. In cases where there's like two options, they can set things up so that they kind of bone the monster. And yeah, that's not gonna happen as much anymore. It'll only happen in the sense that the two can't coexist in the same space, but somebody can run through somebody else. Oops, damn demons are fast. This isn't the wind demon, this is the night demon that's going pretty fast. Now, the nice thing about that, though, is he's stunned, so he's basically doing nothing. This turn, stunned. It's just a no action, basically, so that's pretty cool. He won't be able to do any of that, which is great. I think he's actually on long rest, so I don't even know if he should be drawing the card, because there's no one who's active, but that's okay. Again, it's not clear in the rules, so I burned the card anyway. That's a kind of interesting card because it can make him invisible, which makes him impossible to target. It does mean that we get an action before any of the monsters from Tinker. I'm not too impressed with what my options are, but I'm still trying to go for that run to try to get the door, but it's not as easy as it looks. I wasn't paying attention to what I had stunned already. I had an attack that fired off another stun that I ended up wasting here. It's okay. I had the movement planned. The wind demon is also stunned. So yeah, we can do some serious running away during this turn. So the two fast guys actually didn't even get to go. Well, I did a charge up my healing ability, and now these two get to go before those spirits get to move. Cool stuff. Fired this off, managed to use some red mana. Use some green mana here too. Some red mana to drop a wound on this. It's got 4 hits and a wound on its turn, which is very shortly. It's gonna die. And that's the night demon. The wind demon's quite far behind and is stunned, so it's not doing anything. Of course, I might have to worry about these fuckers because I gotta kill all the monsters eventually, but I would rather leave them behind and let them limp their way forward. These things, well, I managed to drop an immobilization on that one. I didn't do any damage, but I had the green mana available. Got myself an XP as well. So that'll help. Ooh, we gotta reshuffle in here when we do it. I don't know if any of these are fast enough No movement on here. Excellent. So these guys aren't going to move either, which is kind of cool. Maybe they don't have a lot of cards that have movement on them. Let's see what they do. Level, they do nothing because they only have a range of 1. They have a -1 to their range there. Since none of them have any movement, basically we got a free pass this turn, and we got both these spaces blocked. The immobilization didn't really matter. Why did I fire it off? Well, at least I got an XP off of it, so I shouldn't worry too much. But yeah, I'm not really being able to keep track of all the shit that's going on. And that's one of the reasons why, to me, being able to pre-plan amongst my own isn't very good, because I can't even keep track of the shit that's going on. With the open information that I have trouble with that. I make mistakes all over the place. All right. Thing that I don't think I've been playing correctly, at least in my planning, is when you enter a door, you flip it open, you reveal the monsters, you get to keep going with your card. So if you have additional movement, at least as far as I can tell, once everything, let's see, not that a scenario set of, I don't know, trying to find this there. If you enter a tile with the closed door, flip the door and then immediately reveal the scenario book will specify blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't say that you end a card. I thought you end the card, you have to end the card opening the door. So like, you know, I would have wasted a movement or something. Because my minimum movement card is a 2, so I'd have to make sure the Tinker goes first, which I might want to have happen anyway. And actually, I might want to have Cragheart go first if he can, but because there's no more blocking at the doors. With that clarification, correction on the rolls there. But yeah, I got away with something cool. This gray goes away as well. None of that's available in terms of like just paralyzing everything. And that should be the end of the second turn. I don't know. God, I can't tell. Let's see. Turn 1, turn 2. This should have been the end of the third turn, actually, where another monster would show up here. But it's not going to happen. Other than the Tinker, everybody's going kind of slow. Let's see about our demons here. Okay, not too fast. And then the Spirit's really slow. And they will be moving, but not all that fast, just 1 hex. That's enough, of course, to clear the spaces. And this is a turn where 2 more would show up. Whatever. So let's see. Looks like only the Tinker's going to go, and he might be revealing some Night Demons. Indeed, but that's all that was in there. This other thing was a possible Wind Demon was not in there. So this looks like a fairly safe room. I could go invisible and make it so that I'm not going to get attacked, because that thing's not going to be fast enough. It'll be going next. It's got a movement of 3, but it can't get beyond me at the door. However, it could attack me. So now the question is, do I want to burn my Cloak of Invisibility for this? But I'm at close to full hit points with him. I think I'm going to take it. There's some chance of something horrible happening. I can always burn a card for that. Cragheart charged forward. He took the damage, but he prevented 1 with his shield, so he only took 2 points of damage, it turned out. Cragheart moves forward. He had a big attack. It's hard to get this attack off for me. It's a melee attack. I find those a lot harder to arrange, just because I like to keep some distance between me and my enemies. However, I was considering this, but I needed the movement needed to get into the engagement. So I launched that attack, but I drew the null, and there were no effects on it. All I got was the XP off of it. The Wind Demon skittered forward a little bit. Now it's up to him. Now, this used as a move 2 isn't going to do shit for me. I can't get through. And then I'd be blasting. So I'm going to do the move 4. Okay, great. Because that's a jump, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and grab some coin. We're kind of looking for coin. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go in here. Maybe blast this shit off. That's not terribly potent. Or I could launch an attack on the demon, which might be my best move. Got an extra +1 there. It's hard to remember, whether or not I fired this off. I'm pretty sure I didn't, especially with the time delays on my play. But yeah, instead of blowing this big ranged attack, I can get the cards into there and then burn more cards and make her work a little slower than I usually do. Usually I'm burning my cards too quickly, but this looks like a big dungeon. Should I know that? I don't know. There's some level of, I've got to be able to know some of what's coming ahead. I can't try to pretend that I don't know how big the dungeon really is. So, yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to jump over here. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to there. Now I could open up that next door. But I would rather finish off that demon, I think. Another damn null comes up. And no effects on this one. So maybe we would have been better off opening the door. Who knows? Crap. I forgot to draw these things. I'll do that now. See if anybody's got any check marks they're likely to be able to get. It would have been nice to have it at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the scenario, but hey, this is the only way I can see of fixing this situation. There's some positive factor to it, which is maybe I've already done something or whatever, like, if it's opening the door, he's already opened the door. So I don't think it really works either way. It's that big a deal. Bag on this. Professional, not a bad card for somebody with a lot of equipment. At least how I read it. Use your equipped items a number of times equal to or greater than your level +2. Well, he's used 1 so far. As far as I'm concerned, he has to do 2 more. And it's almost assured with that level, with that amount of equipment. Unless it's use each item that much, which obviously wouldn't work. Aggressor, well, so he could have not picked up coins, but he's already picked one up, so he's screwed out of that. Opener would have been first to kill a monster. I don't think he was first to kill a monster, so we're taking aggressor. That's probably going to work fine. There are always going to be fucking monsters in this scenario, so that's actually a great choice. And straggler, take only long rests. That's what she likes. The neutralizer, same value, and probably not going to... That one has to do with disarming traps somehow, including by stepping on them. That's something she's not likely to do. Spellweaver is, of course, doing the long rest. These two are going fairly fast. Very fast for him. Wow. Jeez. And on their monster's side, not so quick. This one's fast. I am trying to hit him, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that door, and this is a range 2 attack. Unfortunately, in order to do that, I have to make my choice already to do this, and that'll throw this attack out, but see, I'm just not sure that I can look at his card at this point. His attack is pretty decent, but he may not want to use this three victim attack. So I'm just not sure, but I'm going to use the move 3, and we'll reveal what's in there. Let's see what the Night Demon's up to. All adjacent enemies and allies suffer damage. Well, that's all the more reason to get out of his way, isn't it? I don't know. I would really like to kill him, but this is my only chance to do so. So I'm probably going to be burning that card. The problem with it is I'm still disadvantaged against that damn thing. That door may not have been wise. I can move one more space out and hit these two, or I could stay where I am and hit that. I'm going to go forward, get 2 targets. I think that's better. I've already used this for movement, so I can't switch my decision after moving 2 spaces. You have to decide which card you're spending for that. Yeah, figured, I don't know, we did the attacks there. The damage done to those critters, not a lot to the Wind Demon. The Night Demon came up, smacked me, did no damage. Actually, the Wind Demon did the damage. I would have liked to have gotten my Dwarf here, but I didn't have enough movement to do that. He had the move heal card, so he healed the Spellweaver, who was in pretty bad shape, but he's not in great shape either now. Well, he's at 7, that's not too bad. He's not in great shape. That's the problem. And the bonus healing there. I did move up, tried to schwack this, had a big card, the Flamethrower. I decided to expend it. I decided to fire this off because I'm going to need to do a rest soon. And that'll give me 2 out of my 3 or whatever for the profession. But unfortunately, I drew the null, even canceling out his disadvantaged with my advantaged. You know, that makes it an even draw. I don't get to cancel these suckers out completely, which is the problem. I take wound on it though, which means it's just going to start taking damage continuously. At this point, all the living spirits are on the board, slowly making their way across. I'm a little worried about these guys. Looks like the Wind Demon, because he didn't get any movement this time, is getting left behind, and that could be a problem. Otherwise, because I do have to kill this, and if these things get in the way, that's going to make it kind of tricky. But we'll see, because these things, these fly too. Shit, I was thinking at least the Wind Demon can fly over the obstacles, but no, they all fly. That's going to be tricky. And if I blow up an obstacle, of course, there's a path going through. This doesn't look too hot. Of course, I've said that in a lot of the scenarios and made it through them, but I got a lucky a null effect. He took 3 damage, but still, he could have been destroying whatever card he held, which is not a card he wants to destroy particularly. Okay, well, we did our retaliation too on ourselves and him, which might well be a big problem for this thing, if that's the one. No, number 3. Where did they go last time? Yeah, they went fast. So they're going to be taking a hit plus 2 more hits, but they're not going to be killed by that. He's got 5 hits, so that's just not going to work out as well as I'd hoped. I did manage to heal from the rest, and I did a big heal on the Cragheart, which is important because these fuckers get to attack. Now, it's kind of neat. Normally you try to get as many things into your attack range as you can, but he's got a ranged attack. And according to this, they prioritize losing disadvantage to maximizing the number of attacks on secondary opponent targets. So he's just going to stay here and shoot. He's going to, I guess, move here if he's got range for it, which he certainly does. So yeah, so they're just going to be hitting that. Really laid out the damage for the Night Demon. First of all, on the Spellweaver, enough to knock her out, so she had to trash a card. But 4 points on Cragheart, he trashed a card as well. He can't afford to give up that many hits. I don't know, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to be seeing any healing off this. These are actually available to be seen, so that's good enough. And now it's on the Tinker. Her burned his energy potion so that he could grab 2 more cards so he doesn't have to do a long rest. Cragheart's got to do a long rest. We've got to start clearing this shit out of here. And it's not looking particularly good, especially since I created more black mana. If this thing comes up again, I'm in a lot of trouble. Well, the demon's going to be chunking some more hits into both of these, the two demons, because it's at least an attack -1, but everything adjacent takes a point of damage. That's a lot of damage I'm taking. I wasn't able to arrange it, or I'm not in a position where they're going to be hurting their own selves, which sucks. And then he gets a chance to go if he survives, which he will, I guess. No guarantees there. He doesn't have an extra card. If he does survive, he gets a chance to go, which will be healing Craghard, I guess. Again. But then the Wind Demons get to go, and they still have attacks coming. And yeah, it's looking ugly. And she has to draw her cards back at this point, because otherwise she's finished. Pretty much got the situation we want, which is the living spirits are all just clogged behind. The wind spirit, he managed to charge forward. She got her cards back. Craghart finished his long rest. She jumped over and grabbed some coin up here. And the Tinkerer could take a short rest here, which might make sense. Problem is, I might lose a card that I really need. I gotta think about that. It also means I don't get these back, which I was kind of hoping for. However, I have succeeded in my professional because I've done 3 of these. So it's not the check mark that I'm worried about. It's the usage of the cards. I may have to do a long rest anyway because I got the boots here. I don't know what else I have to jump over. It's going to turn out that I got to jump over these traps or something. So things, and of course I don't know what's going to happen when I hit this number space either. So things become a little bit harder. Getting away from the Night Demon might be cool because it's got to run around things. So if I can do a jump or something of some sort, oh jeez. She used her jump. I hope she has another jump. I don't think she does. I think this was her other jump. Yeah. Shit. Which means she doesn't have an easy way to get through anything except run through the trap. I was kind of hoping that trap would kill off the Night Demons. But from where I wasn't able, I didn't have anywhere I could move, basically. It's back here, 1, 2... I would have needed an extra movement point to get beyond the barriers, which sucks to be me, right? And makes it really questionable whether or not the Tinkerer is going to push forward. I may just sacrifice her, essentially, and hope the 2 characters can make it through, and give these guys a long delay to moving around. I do have to kill them eventually, though, so I don't know. Maybe I want to make my stand here, blow them up, and then continue on. I don't know. That's the right idea, but I took the random card loss. Unfortunately, I lost one of my healing cards, which would be very useful, I think. I believe I still have some healing capability here. Yeah, I do. It's important because I got this thing here. And also, I'm low on hits, which is the big reason why maybe I wanted to take the long rest. But the thing is, I need to get rid of some of these critters before I continue on. These guys are both at 4. They're almost dead, but almost isn't good enough. I got to drop them, especially this one who's right in on me. Tiny decks really irritate me. Jeez, did I move these down? I must have, because he's got a thing to black. But these tiny decks really irritate me, and in order to shuffle them better, I shuffle them first. And then what I do is I roll a die. Okay, that's card number 2 will be first. Then I roll again. All right, now card number 4, etc. And I just work my way down that way. Because I don't trust my ability to randomly randomize successfully a very small deck of cards. I can't do riffles with that, and basically I'm just kind of doing sliding cards, and I have no idea what will happen. Sometimes, even with these decks, I'm getting I feel like I'm getting maybe too lucky sometimes, or too unlucky. It's hard to tell. Kind of another danger point. Probably should have fired this off, but I don't know how likely I'm going to get hit. The intention of this is to fire off a stun and paralyze one of the enemies. Hopefully I beat their speeds, but that's hard to tell. He's also going for a fast speed. He's going to be actually jumping on top of... His plan is the Wind Demon. And good God, I don't know. This is what I was planning for, but it's possible I might do a different ordering. I've got the Mystic Ally below there, because I can run through the Mystic Ally. Maybe I can knock the trap out or something. I don't know. That's not going to happen. But some of those demons might be better targets. Okay. Target all enemies within range. Oh, crap. What is the range, though? This thing has a range of 2. Wow, that's nasty. Good thing those things aren't near me. The big assault, but at least that's slow. And again, another slow attack. So we may be able to get out of this in decent shape. Weakened units, the power of auto damage was amazing. Craighart fired off his jump move. Was able to kill both of these critters. They were both within 1 of hits. That meant that the stun was not necessary, but, Craighart was like, oh yeah, I could take everything down. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure, dude, whatever. I don't want to get hit, so he stunned this thing. We got to worry about that trap, though. I don't know how I'm going to get around that. Chances are the Mystic Ally is going to run through it and blow it up. Which is a problem. He's still got his flying boots so he can jump. Had to go here in order to kill this, which means that door is still not open yet. So what exciting things happened? The Tinker used his invisibility cloak and made himself not a target, which was because of this thing. I was worried about that. Well, that was gone. In fact, by the time she went, that I think was gone. No, she actually... Yeah, she was at risk, and probably should have gone invisible. But this Wind Demon got into range where it could attack. Thought him, not him. Ended up attacking her. Oh, she's not in great shape now. And then, let's see, then the living stuff came up. The Night Demon, the last one, didn't get in range to make an attack and ended up bleeding to death. So we got a coin there from him. And we're about ready to go into the next door, I guess. Nobody's got any kind of mandatory healing type situations yet. So we'll hold off on that. And I think that's it for tonight. But yeah, we're in better shape than I thought we would be at this point. Like a little while ago, it looked like we were in a lot of trouble. Now we've cleared this door, or cleared this room. We still have this to deal with, but that's not that much, and it's faster. We might be able to blink that off, might not. Who knows? It's not the easiest thing in the world, but we'll see. We'll see what the special effect is for taking that out too. What I suspect it is that all of these just disappear and they stop being an effect in the game. But who knows? Since the Tinker is invisible, he's kind of safe right now. He's going to go late. Craighart's actually going to charge up some of his abilities. And her plan is to let her poor critter move through, but that's actually not going to work. Shit. We get problems. Well, I misthought. We'll see what happens. And here the Wind Demon going real fast, but not a very good attack. And the Living Spirit's not too big a deal. I'm planning on opening that door, but I'm not sure. I think the Tinker is going to do it. I have a couple choices with the, we wiped out the Wind Demon. This thing actually did it. It took a point of damage first from the demon. That slowed our Spellweaver down. Now she's got another turn before she can get her jump capability back, which would be this, which isn't sufficient, however. And here's the problem. If I don't open this door, the closest monster is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I open the door, it's probably still the closest monster, and that's something I can't even affect. The Tinker has a heal. I could heal the shit out of this, more than it needs, because of this. But in doing so, I won't be opening that door. That's the problem. But I think it is my best solution to be able to run over that trap. I gotta get away from those things, I think. Again, though, I don't know what that does. If that gets rid of the monsters, she doesn't really have to cross yet. I don't know. But I can't take a chance, given what I see. So I am going to... I fired off my wings this time. Grab a coin and then heal her. Oh shit. Each monster we kill gets rid of one of these. Crap. We've killed a bunch of monsters, but more of these would have been showing up and moving. So I'm leaving that as it is. Although it's probably not correct. Which ones does it kill? Fuck. Each time a demon dies, you may remove one. Well, I guess I didn't have to. I'm going to remove this one from the map. Here's the problem. I don't know if I'm on an odd or even turn. So I'm going to say we're on an odd turn. It doesn't make much difference. We'll put another one back here. But yeah, I should have been keeping track of that. So these should be providing less pressure, to tell you the truth. But we only killed one monster this turn. It said May, so I haven't had to do it, so I can just fix it for this turn. My plan was a good one, but yeah, these things actually aren't as much of a threat as... They should be less of a threat than they actually have been. And they haven't been much of one since I ran through that front area. Hey, trick. This token was in the wrong place there. It's actually the final room to the dungeon. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot that I could do based on that. And this doesn't do much at all. So, but we opened the door and didn't find much. We have a trap to kill though. If he can run over it, he'd love to. And basically everybody's in a rest position now. Whether or not it's going to be a long rest or a short rest, I'm not sure. Gotta make choices. But with the healing requirements, at least two of them look like they might be long rests. These things didn't move forward at all. This is going to chase them. What the hell? I really hope this makes those go away. So that, I don't know, it's probably too late for that to get into any range. That thing doesn't fly, unfortunately, so it can't just hop over the rocks or anything. And if we don't do a short rest, we're not going to be able to go into that next room right away. I don't see much harm to doing a long rest, though. Especially, he wants to recharge, and the other two need healing. Spirit Ally got slagged, but other than that, we're in much better shape. However, we don't have a lot of cards each. And that's a problem, because we're also kind of spread out. Cragheart's going to be charging in. If there's a decent amount of stuff in there, he might have some trouble. And the others, especially the Spellweaver, may actually have a problem getting even into the fight in time. I think this treasure chest is out of reach, but we'll see. Kurt does a big move forward, charging into that room, where you reach the back of the cave, desperately trying to stay ahead of the converging swarm of spirits behind you. Ahead of you, more powerful demons await your approach. There is no hope for you, fools. The monstrous demon, a violent currents speaks through a howling wind. Our army of slaves are innumerable. They will consume your flesh and add you to their ranks. Well, it sounds like we just are finding some monsters, which is nothing there. 1 elite wind demon, 2 elite wind demons. This is a black as well. Okay. Very lucky shot, 2 times damage. Ends up almost killing the first one of the wind demons up there. But they're fast enough. They're going to come in next before anyone else gets to go. And the Tinker could be in some trouble from that. Of course, he's got cards he can burn, but then he won't be doing much after that. Pass out or whatever. A bit of a strange choice by the players here. Both the wind demons attacked him. The first one pulled him here, but the second one pulled him into the trap. I didn't have to pull him into the trap. I could have pulled him here. But Craghart's like, no, don't go there, man. The reason being, he has a move that allows him to destroy this wind demon. And then he also has an attack on the other wind demon. Which probably won't kill it, but at least he'll be able to take one out. I do have this, which would have allowed me more targets. But I think I'd rather get the guaranteed kill and reduce the amount of attacks that these demons get to make. The attack had no effect. This is putting us in an ugly position. We don't have a lot left. Craghart could take a short rest. And I have an attack card in hand. I think I'm best off taking the short rest, because it doesn't really make much difference. And if I don't get the card I want, whichever one that is, and I'm not sure which one that is, I probably want the one that does a point of damage. This guy's really in bad shape. I probably want the one that does a point of damage, but if I can't get the card that I want, I can take hit points. I don't remember how many, in order to draw again for which one I'm losing. So we're down to 1 set of 2 cards for each player, and Craghart is done after this. Tinker and Spellweaver each got 1 more turn after a rest, short or long, depending. This thing doesn't matter much. These had a redraw, so we'll pull them, and they're going real fast. That shield 1 is cool. Again, it replaces the shield 2 there, so it increases my chances of being able to finish them off. This is actually a really shitty card for the Wind Demon, but it's fast. They're going to want to move away. So I've got a speed of 4. Make that 3. He's closest to this, so he flies this way, I guess. That's the only real direction. And then an attack of -1. He's going to burn the green mana. Which is a 2 on him. He didn't get to do a long rest. Let's see what we got. So, 2, really? Yeah. So 2 hits, which would kill him. Which does kill him. He has no way around that. Oops. Big attack 3. +2 brings it to 5. Shield 1 is 4. That finishes it off. So Craghart did 1 point of damage with his move card. I love this card. And then finished that off. He didn't have anywhere to push him, so no victory points there. XP, whatever. However, we have won the scenario. And now it's just a question of where Spellweaver can go. She's not going to be able to make it here. So probably just grabbing a coin. These guys have nothing they can do. So now we get to the success conditions. We're going to see if we can get 2 prosperity. The last of the demons is destroyed and unearthed. The howling echoes throughout the room. As the spirits around you slowly fade from view, you stay on guard, but the wind and the anger subsides. You can no longer feel the overwhelming sense of dread. You emerge from the cave to bright rays of sun shining through the tree branches and the chirping of birds. Great. When you return to the ship, the captain looks incredulous that you're still alive, much less that you claim to have dispelled the spirits. It may take a while for the city to accept the island is now safe, but you're certain with time your deeds will improve trade. Well, I wanted this, it's probably something fantastic. However, I'm not going to go back and replay scenarios to try to get them. Those treasures are hard to get. They strike me as, hey, we're up to prosperity 2. That means I think we can bring level 2 characters in, which may mean it's time for me to bring the Inox in, or maybe I want to do that to lower the level of a dungeon or something. I'm not sure. But I got some rewards to give out. We got a lot of experience coming out. 12, 8, 7, plus 6, because it's a level 1 dungeon still. So yeah, everybody got their trigger card. I don't think she took a short rest. I'm pretty sure she did not. Not positive, but I gave her the check mark. I should have thrown the card away if she hadn't, so. And everybody made their check marks. Tinker made level. Nobody's got enough money for the big skeleton summoning ring. Oh, I really want that. But yeah. And then we look up the effects of the prosperity. Tinker's got to go up his level, get his bonuses. I'll be getting another perk as well. But I don't really have time to do that right now, so I'll send this one up. And what is it called? Chained Isle.